Kamau, a woman whose love, laughter, and legendary chicken will never be forgotten. The chicken was very sweet. Born in 1930 in the lush village of Mothiria, Keharo, Murang'a County, Jane's life was a tapestry of courage, faith, and endless affection for those lucky enough to know her. Her early life. Jane was the cherished daughter of the late Daniel Mbogo and Frida Njoki, and a loving sister to the late Jamleck Irongo Mbogo. From a young age, Jane was a force to reckon with. Family stories tell us she was already bossing her brother around at the age of 5, and doing it with a smile. She learned resilience and kindness from her parents and her community, lessons she would pass on to everybody around her. Education and career. Jane started school at Muthiria Primary in 1937, but let's be honest, she probably taught as much as she learned. In school, she was very active in sports. However, one of the days she broke her leg while playing netball and ended up spending 3 months in hospital. During this hospitalization, her natural curiosity and compassion kicked in, and the nursing call was activated. And as a result, she enrolled and completed her nursing course in 1946. As a nurse at Muriranja's Hospital and later at Kegumo Hospital, Mom was known not just for her skill, but for her ability to make patients laugh, even when they were feeling their worst. She retired in 1968, but if you asked her, she'd say she just changed uniforms, from nurses' whites to farmers' boots. Jane's retirement was anything but restful. She threw herself into coffee and dairy farming, not to mention treating the ill. And if you ever visited her shamba, you knew she ran it with military precision. Unless, of course, her grandchildren were around, in which case all bets were off. She was always ready with a story, a snack, and a gentle reminder to mind your manners or else. Family. In 1947, Mom married her beloved Paxson Kamau Mushono. They later renewed their marriage vows at ACC&S Gedima Church on January 27, 1998. Together, they raised 10 wonderful children, namely Frida Njoki, James Mushunu, Marilyn Wamboi, Catherine Waithera, Daniel Mbogo of Boston, USA, Stephen Gidenji, Hilda Wanjeri, Hon.Jamleck Kamau, Roxanne Modoni of Texas, USA, and Engineer Kenneth Kamau of Mantrak. She was mother-in-law to the late Wilson Gige, Bernadette Wanjiro, Grace Mbogo of USA, Nancy Wamboi, Agnes Irungu, Josephine Duko, and Linda Achieng. She was stepmom to the late John Mushunu, Rosemary Njeri, Bernadette Mwaneki, late Nathan Gonjo, Anne Kahuro, Evans Gidenji, Joyce Kinandu, Elijah Karago, Mercy Kamweya, Julia Kinandu, and John Muhodhia. She was the proud grandmother of Charles Ngige, Jackie Ngige, Andrew Ngige of UK, Pauline Ngige, Jane Mushunu, Kimani Mushunu, Chris Kamau, Wendy Wanjiko, UK, Anne Karaoke, Engineer Jane Karaoke, Germany, Melissa Karaoke, Germany, Stephen Mbogo, USA, Dr. Jane Fernandez, USA, Lillian Mbogo, USA, Engineer Kevin Mbogo, USA, Brian Gidenji, Ian Gidenji, Jeff Gidenji, Engineer G. Gatabaki, Piki Kamau, Dr. Winnie Shaban, Paxson Irongo, Nikki Irongo, Jamie Irongo, Janelle Irongo, Angel Irongo, Rick Karongo of USA, Alvin Karongo, USA, Keith Karongo, USA, Paxson Njoroge, Bunny Njoroge, Asha Mbogo, and she was a great-grandmother of 28. If you ask any of them, they'll tell you Mom's love was fierce. Her advice was free and frequent, and her hugs could cure just about anything. Her home was a revolving door for family and friends where Laughter was loud, food was plenty, and no one ever left hungry or without a bit of gentle teasing. Mom had a way of making everyone feel like her favorite, though we all secretly suspected it was true. Faith and community involvement. Jane's faith was the anchor of her life. Baptized at ACK Muthiria in 1940, she later joined African Christian Church and Schools, ACC&S, Gedima. It is worth noting, Jane and her husband donated the land on which ACC&S Gatune Church sits. She was one of the oldest and enthusiastic members of the Women's Action Group. If you ever wanted to see true leadership, just watch Jane organizing a fundraiser or leading a song. She could rally a crowd faster than you could say hallelujah. She could praise with the best, sing with the loudest. Health and final days. For most of her life, Jane enjoyed robust health. From August 2025, her health began to decline, yet she faced it with the same humor and grace that defined her life. Even in the hospital, she was more likely to check on the other nurses than the other way around. She had various admissions at Nairobi and Aga Khan hospitals. On 16 January 2026, she was admitted at Aga Khan University Hospital, High Dependency Unit, where she continued receiving treatment. Surrounded by her family, Mom left us on January 24, 2026 at around 5:20 p.m. She slipped away as she lived peacefully, with dignity, and with her loved ones by her side. Legacy. Jane Wanjiko Kamau leaves behind a legacy of love, laughter, and faith. She taught us to work hard, to care deeply, and to never underestimate the power of a well-timed joke. Her memory will live on in her children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and in every story we will tell around the table. As we say goodbye, let us remember her with joy. Let's laugh at her jokes, share her wisdom, and never forget the warmth of her embrace or the taste of her legendary chicken. May her soul rest in eternal peace, and may her spirit continue to guide and inspire us all. Thank you.